And anybody who can't realise that problem, well, they're going on one road. That's a road to destruction, and you've got to stop sometime. So why not quit?
Massive shout out to Oleksandr Usyk. Did a fantastic performance tonight over Daniel Dubois, a good young game lad who come for a good tear up. So congratulations to both men.
I'm making a lot of generalizations and assumptions right now, but if you look through the history of heavyweight boxing, you're not going to find as many movers, at least good footwork for the size they're at, that Usyk is.
Oleksandr Usyk walked into Wembley Stadium with all the pressure on his shoulders. At 38 years old, defending his throne against a 27-year-old knockout artist in Daniel Dubois, many wondered if this would finally be the night that age caught up to him. But instead, Usyk put on yet another clinical performance, one that reminded everyone why he is already being spoken about as one of the greatest heavyweights of the modern era. From the opening bell, Dubois tried to set the tone. He came forward aggressively, backing Usyk up in the first 2 rounds, and
do you think if the referee had started the count, he gets back up?
Probably not in time now. Now we're talking about get a chance to rectify that, put that controversy to bed and, wipe the set clean. So that's what I'm focused on.
For a brief moment, it looked like he might actually bully the smaller man. But Usyk, calm as ever, made the necessary adjustment. He refused to be pushed around, switched to the front foot, and began dictating the pace. By round 5, Dubois had no answers. Usyk's accuracy and timing completely dismantled him. 2 knockdowns in quick succession left Dubois.
One of the best I've seen live. And what an honour it was to watch him. But Dubois will be back. What is he? 28. He's young.
27.
27. He's young. He'll be 3-4-time world heavyweight champion of the world.
What is it about Usyk that makes him so good a level from the rest?
He brings the fighter's mental energy, man. His footwork, his feints. He's unreal, bro. He's unreal.
Do you think Dubois could have got up? And the last one, the last knockdown, do you think Dubois could have got up?
Yeah, he would have been hurt. He would have been hurt regardless. So it's for the better, I think.
What do you think Fury should do? Do you think he should get the trilogy?
Listen, they're powerful guys. You know what I mean? They can do what they want, not fight. Doesn't matter what they do, everyone will be interested.
He's staring at the lights, and by round 6 his corner had seen enough, throwing in the towel. Statistically, the fight told the same story. Usyk landed 88 of 359 punches compared to Dubois's 47 of 290. Dubois failed to land double-digit shots in any round, while
Frank Warren addresses the crowd and says that Oleksandr Usyk is a modern-day legend after becoming the London 2012 Olympic heavyweight champion. He cleaned out the cruiserweight division to become undisputed. He did it in the heavyweight division, and he's just done it again, snatching Daniel Dubois' IBF world title off of him to add to his WBC, WBA and WBO. You just run out of things to say about Usyk. Everything that he does just impresses you more and more and more. 38 years old, and he's still taking apart 27-year-old men who are bigger and faster and younger and more naturally powerful with his feet, with his brain, with his heart, with his chin, with his skin and his commitment. Dubois gave it a go, but after the first 2-3 rounds, he lost faith in taking the initiative and throwing early. Dubois was countering him too much and too well. He dropped him in the 5th with a right hand, and to be fair to Dan, whose heart has been questioned in the past, Dubois got up. He looked over to his dad, Big Stan, in the corner, and found that little bit of inspiration to bite down on the gum shoot and go again. But moments later, Usyk, with stench of Dubois blood in his nose, cracked him with another left hand. Dan was down, and he was out, and he was not getting up. 3-time undisputed for Oleksandr Usyk, an undoubted modern-day great, one of the greatest boxers we have ever seen.
Usyk showcased his typical precision, picking his moments and breaking his man down piece by piece. The reaction from the boxing world was immediate. Promoter Eddie Hearn called it a masterclass in control, timing, and ring IQ, praising Usyk for not just his skill, but his ability to completely shut down a dangerous puncher with intelligence rather than raw power. Broadcasters echoed that sentiment, pointing out Usyk's slick footwork, his feints, and his ability to smother Dubois' strengths while exposing his weaknesses. But while most were praising the Ukrainian, John Fury had a very different perspective. The father of Tyson Fury didn't hold back.
Was Daniel Dubois' dad the reason he lost to Oleksandr Usyk? Just hours before the huge heavyweight fight, Dubois' dad threw a party at his house with about 70 people, who then made their way to Wembley with him. Not only that, but some of the group weren't actually allowed into the arena, and his dad reportedly told security that Daniel wouldn't fight unless they were let in. Kiwi boxer Joseph Parker called it insanely disruptive and said a fighter needs rest, needs to chill, and needs to get in the zone before a bout. But it didn't stop there, as during the fight itself, Dubois' dad even spoke over his coach Don Charles in the corner, which would have undoubtedly added more confusion. His father has always played a big role in his career, but this time it may have cost him everything.
Unleashing a fiery rant aimed directly at Daniel Dubois. He labelled Dubois a quitter, questioned his heart, and accused him of once again bottling it when the lights were brightest. He had his chance to redeem himself, and he bottled it again, John Fury said, visibly frustrated. His words struck a nerve. For years, Dubois has had whispers about his mentality following big losses, and John
Almost has every single skill set. He has the feet, he has the power, he has the volume, he has the accuracy. He can set up and deliver. He can fight off the front foot, he can fight off the back foot. He can get stronger as the fight goes on, he can start quick. There are things that make him so special that I just haven't seen at the heavier weight classes in a very long time. And I don't know if he's getting the credit he deserves because he's not the greatest talker and English isn't his first language and he's not very extravagant or flamboyant. But again, maybe I'm just being a bit of a recency bias merchant. Maybe it's not as big a deal as I'm making it. And maybe Usyk still has a lot left to prove. I don't see anyone stopping him soon. Joseph Parker's the next guy. Bring him in. I don't think that one goes different. Usyk wants to fight Tyson Fury. I heard him say that name in the ring in a trilogy. Bring that in, I guess. Then Jake Paul decided he was going to pop up and do a face-to-face with Oleksandr Usyk.
John Fury's comments only reignited that debate. Was Dubois mentally tough enough to compete at the very top level of the sport? Or was he destined to fold under pressure when facing elite opposition? But not everyone agreed with Big John's harsh words. Tyson Fury himself jumped to Dubois' defense, releasing a statement that slammed critics. What do you want him to do? Die in the ring? There's no cowards in boxing. Daniel did his best against one of the greatest champions we've ever seen.
I've seen Usyk at the side of the ring. He's just too small. I know he's a great little fighter, but a good big one will beat a good little one. To be honest with you, Joe Joyce poses the biggest threat. He's a big, strong man. He can keep the pace going. He's got a brilliant engine. You know, and Tyson's got to be on his best boxing to win. If he comes in at 98% against Joe Joyce will win the fight. But if it's Joe Joyce, we will adapt a plan for Joe Joyce. We'll train for Joe Joyce, and Joe Joyce will succumb like the rest of them to the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
Well, it'll be a Usyk night, won't it? If Tyson can produce what I know he can, he'll stop Usyk. It'll be his easiest night, yeah, because he's been in with some ferocious punches. You know, he's been in with Ngannou, probably the hardest hitting heavyweight in the world on record. You know, he hits the floor, gets back up again. So, what Usyk's bringing in the power department, he's used to anyway. But if he hasn't, well, it'll be a Usyk night, won't it?
It just wasn't good enough. Tyson even extended an olive branch, offering Dubois the chance to come train with him in Morecambe, calling him a former world champion who had nothing to be ashamed of. Beyond the war of words, there was also chaos behind the scenes that added fuel to the narrative. Reports emerged that on fight day, Daniel Dubois' father had hosted a gathering of around 70 people at his house, just hours before the bout. That group travelled with Dubois to Wembley, but many weren't allowed inside the arena, leading to arguments with security and even a moment where Dubois' father reportedly threatened that his son wouldn't fight unless the entourage was let in. To make matters worse, Dubois arrived at
Daniel, so if you see Fury winning, how does he win in your opinion?
We'll see. Let it play out now. It's too close to the fight to even be going over that. I want to see the best man win now.
How do you see the fight playing out in your opinion, with your mind, your expertise?
I think it's going to be a war. I think, you know, with Fury and Usyk, good styles, good clash of styles. So let's see. May the best man win.
Do you want Usyk to win to get your rematch?
I do, yeah. I've said it before. I'm here to challenge the winner.
And how does it look like with you and Fury?
Me and Fury?
Yeah.
Devastation. Great fight. Great fight.
How you feeling with this Parker fight?
Huh?
How you feeling about your Parker fight
Great.
coming up?
Great. Ready to go.
All right. Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah.
We're doing a simple one. You only have to answer yes or no, okay? First things first, is this the fight card of the century?
Yes.
Should Dubois Parker have been the main event?
Yes. Mixed feeling, but yes.
Are you the best heavyweight in the world?
Yes.
Will you have a rematch against Usyk?
After this, yes.
Saturday night, are you going to hold on to your belt?
Yes.
Okay.
Going home on a plane with him.
Wembley only 90 minutes before his ring walk, with some of his camp forced to walk in on foot. During the fight itself, Dubois's father was even seen shouting instructions over his trainer Don Charles, creating confusion in the corner. Former heavyweight champion Joseph Parker didn't hold back when asked about it. That's insanely disruptive. A fighter needs rest, needs to chill, and needs to get in the zone before a fight, Parker said, calling the situation completely unprofessional. So, was Dubois simply beaten by a generational great in Usyk, or was his downfall partly the result of outside chaos, distractions, and family interference? Whatever the truth, the night belonged to Oleksandr Usyk. At 38 years old, he continues to rewrite heavyweight history. A former Olympic gold medalist, undisputed cruiserweight champion, and now a three-time undisputed heavyweight champion, Usyk has achieved something no other modern heavyweight has. He's beaten every top opponent put in front of him, and he's done it without ever losing a fight inside the ring. And yet, despite the accolades, some...
Massive shout out to Oleksandr Usyk. Did a fantastic performance tonight over Daniel Dubois, a good young game lad who come for a good tear up. So congratulations to both men.
Some, like John Fury, still question whether his size is enough to dominate the division forever. Fury has long argued that a good big man always beats a good little man, insisting that Usyk would eventually be overpowered by giants like Tyson Fury or Joe Joyce. But time and again, Usyk has silenced those doubts with his feet, his mind, and his unmatched composure. Spencer Oliver perhaps summed it up best, saying Usyk isn't just a complete fighter, he's a complete man. His humility, his humor, his adaptability, and his discipline both inside and outside the ring make him one of the most respected champions in recent memory. So now, with Dubois brushed aside, the question turns to the future. Joseph Parker has been mentioned. A Tyson Fury trilogy is on the table. Even Jake Paul bizarrely stepped into the spotlight to face off with Usyk at ringside. But no matter what happens next, one thing is clear. Oleksandr Usyk has already carved his name into the history books as one of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. Meanwhile, Daniel Dubois, just 27 years old, still has time to rebuild. He's powerful, young, and dangerous, but unless he and his team solve the mental and preparation issues that continue to haunt him, the questions about his heart will never go away. Usyk's greatness is undeniable. Dubois's future remains uncertain. And the heavyweight division, well, it just got a whole lot more interesting. Please like and subscribe my YouTube channel.